Ah, it's so goddamn hot. Oh.
Getting Portugal flashbacks yet?
Yeah, I talked to somebody about that today. That was my nemesis.
Oh. Yeah, you were like perpetually angry those last 2 days.
Indeed, and rightfully so.
Yes.
I was not made for it, and
No,
never will be.
that's very true. Like you play the role as well of not being made for it. Oh God.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I Jan, I imagine you must have seen Sebas like in grumpy mode many times.
Never.
No,
No, no, no, no, no.
It's like a whole different thing, right? When Sebas truly gets into grumpy old man mode.
I have never witnessed that.
I am feeling like every day I'm aging more into my personality.
You know, we have this thing with my fist and his sphincter, and
Oh
it's all,
God.
all trouble.
I'm gone.
This again. Ah.
Are we gonna play a little game?
You guys want to play?
Am I going to be tortured?
Do
We want to play game.
You can win a prize.
As in like a short bit of quiplash or something to warm the bodily fluids.
If you want to. Why not?
Well, I was asking, like, what are you thinking about?
Well, I was just thinking we were gonna play Call of Cthulhu.
Call it
but,
for the things. What are you thinking about?
Oh. Well, I'm down either way. Sebas, is the server already up?
Yep.
Yes.
Ah, this is great radio.
So,
Ooh, ah.
The DM doing voice warm-ups. La 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 la.
La 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 la. La 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 la.
Does that mean I've got a warm posy style? La 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 la.
Only if you want to be the man you are supposed to be.
Yeah, should I change my name to Edward Wigglebottom?
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
That's such a perfect name.
Just call me Wiggly, mate.
Wiggly. Mr. Wiggly. How are you doing?
Don't know which one. Oh, there's the Keith and Keith. I think I'm the Keith. Release.
Drop the. Just Keith.
Keith. Nope.
So who's
Edward
gonna do little recap?
Jan.
He has notes.
He has notes, so
So we are in Lima. And in Lima, we started somehow at a hotel room in Hotel Murray, room 410. But then, right after that, we all flashed back to our arrival in Bar Cordano. And while we were there, we met a gaunt, sweating man, Augustus, probably from Eastern Europe, who wanted us to get treasure, basically, from a site which he heard about from a farmer, and he showed us a pendant with a man with squares on his chest and a chalice with jewels in I have no clue what I wrote down. In no. And it seemed to be Incan from the 15th century, but the pendant seemed to be from a civilization from Colombia who never wrote anything down. From about the 5th century after Christ. So there's a 1,000-year difference there. The gaunt man Augustus was also accompanied by a pale white man, relatively young, also looking worn, and his name was Luis de Mendoza. And he got quite annoyed by me because I refused to sit down and listen to Augustus.
You should listen to the master.
Yes. And there was Jackson Elias, an American man in a tweed suit and a fedora. And after Augustus and Luis de Mendoza left, Jackson stayed with us and said that he was feeling apprehensive about this expedition, and that his name was actually Jesse Hughes, who the famous reporter apparently, who was investigating a death cult. So our expedition, which we agreed to with Augustus, is leaving at 8 a.m. on a Monday in front of the hotel. And we were going to the university at 9:30 a.m. on a Saturday because we were in Bar Cardano on a Friday. And there I wrote something down about Karisiri, which are vampires that suck fat from the body.
I need one of those, am I right?
That's actually fit for free.
They're called fit for freezies.
So yeah, that's all I wrote down.
All right.
In my own incohesive, rambling way.
Staccano writing.
Yeah.
So one question: was it the new, like the guy that revealed himself, the reporter? Was he accusing of the guy that brought us here of being part of a death cult?
Well,
No, I think he was investigating a death cult, and he felt that there was some connection between Augustus and Luis de Mendoza, both very gaunt.
Oh yeah.
and also the whole thing with the pyramid. So he has written some literature about strange things, strange phenomena.
Stranger things, even.
Oh, haha, and kids on bikes. And he is. Well, I imagine he told you. Can't remember exactly, but I think he told you that he has an alias right now. Because
Yeah, he did tell us.
He is kind of in certain circles a famous writer. and he thinks
Yeah.
that if he would upfront his real name to join this expedition, he would not be invited to join
Cool.
by Mr. Larkin.
Also, I found an actual bar called Cordano in the historical center of Lima.
Well,
I posted a picture in the thing.
yeah, and if you look at the picture below it, it could work.
Kind of resembles.
Yeah.
I just love the idea that it exists.
Where did you post this?
In the Cthulhu is my homeboy channel, above the voice channel.
Nice. Right, guys, what we doing then?
Where did we end the session exactly?
Well, you ended the session with some of you actually going on the town, if I recall correctly.
Juan did.
Yes.
Juan did indeed. Juan did. And I think, Juan, how did you end the session?
I think we ended at the Saturday morning, about to leave for the university.
Indeed. And I also seem to remember that you rolled a spot hidden roll and failed. Something to keep in
Maybe?
mind.
Unless.
Unless. So, Saturday morning, 7:30. Peter, you are an old man. I imagine you do not need a lot of sleep, and you've been up for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Probably. Get dressed. Go down. There's nobody in the hotel lobby at the moment. After an hour, the servants begin to set up what resembles a continental breakfast. Ooh, continental. Don't mind if I do. In the cafeteria. You walk down to the reception, ask for a newspaper, and in broken English, the receptionist tells you that he's very sorry, but any paper he has would be a week old. I imagine you still want the paper because you're old and old people read newspapers.
Yeah, I just want to read what's up. Even if it's 2 weeks old.
A week, 2 weeks. And it's a mishy-mashy of things you've known already, new things. Nothing very terribly important. You check the obituaries. See that bully you went to high school with. And think to yourself, haha, beat you, son of a bitch.
On a whole different continent.
Indeed.
Like, they wanted the world to know that he died.
Indeed. He was such an asshole.
I can't be the only one, yes.
And one by one, the rest of you come down? Explore the space.
So there's a continental breakfast.
Well, kind of stretching the continental part a bit, but yes, there's a breakfast.
So are there baked beans?
Indeed.
Please.
I heap a plate full of baked beans. Like
Just
a big plate of baked beans. And I sit down at a random table and I just start eating like a mad woman.
Beans all over the table. All right, that's
Right.
Louisa settled.
I'm gonna grab a plate, all the trimmings, and sit opposite Louisa and just look in shock as she's forcing all the beans down her throat. Just... Ready on, Sheila.
Confused, slightly aroused.
Not
Did
prison,
you?
love. Calm down.
Yeah. Did you not eat for a long time or something?
Well, I just get hungry in the morning. And I like beans.
Okay.
And I mean, you know, a girl's gotta eat, right?
Yeah, but like we're not in a rush or anything.
Yeah, but you never know when you know, the next time that you're getting something to eat is going to be.
Okay.
It's my whole life philosophy.
Got it.
Oh, there you go. There's the music.
Where's Juan, by the way?
Is Juan still asleep?
I'm gonna be. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be like 15 minutes late, and I'm just gonna grab a sandwich for along the way.
All right.
What's that boy doing?
Didn't he go into the city?
I don't know. I went to bed.
He's a young lad. He'll catch us up. So, why are we going to the university? Who's the one that wanted to go?
Weren't we invited to go there?
I was very drunk. I can't quite remember.
Oh, I was that sober.
No, Luke, it's your character you're playing, not yourself.
It's a bit of both.
Well,
Hold on now.
the one that
Was we?
wanted you to go there would have been your new friend and acquaintance, Jackson Elias, aka Just Huge. Hughes. Hughes. Hughes.
Hughes. Mr. Hughes. But what time's he meeting us there, mate? We best get going.
Well, we cannot leave without Juan, so
Oh, you know, let's rouse him then.
yeah.
We'll march up to Juan's door. Come on, Domingo, get your ass up, boy. Time to
You are
go.
alone,
Oh,
aren't
the ticket.
cabrón. Sí, 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 ay. Pendejos.
Watch your mouth, little boy.
I don't know what that means, but I'm going to take it as a slight, boy.
Well, I don't have to get dressed because I slept in my clothes, so I'm just gonna get out of bed. like maybe have a glass of water to wash out the taste of beer, and then join the rest of the party.
All right. So I imagine you wake up, meet them in the hallway. All of you head down, and I think that Peter, Edward, and Louisa would like to go straight away, but one just holds them back and takes a few minutes to make a sandwich, grab a glass of orange juice, and you're ready to go. There's the orange juice being poured. So, as you're moving towards the Museo de Arqueología y Antropológica.
Oh,
Indeed.
Google Maps. Say that again.
Museo de Arqueología y Antropológica.
The University of Leeds.
Oh, yeah, I think I got it.
Yep.
Oh, that's a nice square. It has a monument to Simon Bolivar in front of it, which makes sense.
Yeah, indeed.
Like, do we have a means? Do we have a means of transport to get there? Did we get like assigned a cab or a car or something?
Ooh, do I own a car?
Roll me, and here we go, a nice and dandy
Credit rating.
shit, what's it called again?
Credit rating.
Credit rating roll.
Oh, dang.
You actually rented a car. It was a
Jump
bit
in,
of a
boys, and
hassle
go.
because like you were used to drive on the other side of the road, so it took some getting used to, but you think you got the hang of it.
I mean, Peter, do you want to drive, mate? Because, like, the steering wheel's on the wrong bloody side, mate.
Actually, is there like a skill for this for driving?
Yeah, drive auto.
I have a 20. Does anyone have a higher skill?
Driving.
Oh, that would be perfect if the
I
little
do.
boy drives us around.
I have driven the tractors on the farm.
Well, you'll know the driving laws of this place. Wait, how old is Juan again? Like 15?
No, wait, I wrote it down, like 16.
I imagine 1920s Peru, there would be a lot of 16, 17 years old driving, right?
Oh, yes.
It was a lawless country.
Okay, Juan, you know the place. Let's go.
Yeah, see, I know the place.
Juan, are you from Lima?
I am from outside Lima, but I have been like in Lima like during periods when there is no work on the farm.
All right, so you kind of have a general idea where the museum would be. Give me a navigation roll with a bonus die.
Okay.
You drive around You want to push the roll or spend luck, by the way?
Let me push the roll by like stopping the car, opening the window, and asking just someone, just random passers-by, like where the direction of the museum is.
All right.
You asked the wrong person.
They lied, bastards.
And you ask
They're not
the,
gonna
like,
help this farm boy.
the first person you see, and like, you are already in the wrong neighborhood. And this person looks at you and just laughs. And you get kinda annoyed by this and just start driving. And as you're driving, it takes a while. Normally it would take about, let me calculate, half an hour from the hotel to drive to the museum. And this time it takes an hour. You get stuck in a dead-end street. But you play it off cool. Really cool. Like, this is exactly what you wanted to do. Sightseeing, you know.
See, this is the house where Simon Bolivar's grandma was born.
Oh, that's tonight.
The funny thing is, on Google Maps, it's like 2 turns and 2 times a straight road through the whole city.
And but this is 1920s Lima, so
Yeah.
it all changed when the Fire Nation attacked. It takes about an hour, and you drive up to the main square of the museum. And lo and behold, who's waiting there for you, looking moderately impatient? Jackson Elias, aka Jesse.
Look who it is.
We'll get out the car then. Oh. Morning, mate.
Don't remember Jackson Elias's voice. Hi, it's me, Jackson Elias, also known as Jesse Hughes. You know me. Glad you can make it, even though you're, well, half an hour late. Did you get lost on the way?
No, we drove straight here. Yeah, right, Juan?
Yeah. See, we're here.
I can
Yeah,
see
That's
you
what
here.
matters, isn't it?
All right. Well, no time to waste. Professor Sanchez is already waiting for us in his office. I wish you could have met his lovely assistant, Miss Rizzo, but she had to move out for just a little errand, so let's move up. And this is a stately university. It's actually one of the first, if not the first, and the largest universities in the Latin American continent.
Cool.
You move through the stately doors, and it's a crisscross of hallways, stairways, and Jackson just moves you all around. And you come to a rather nondescript door, and there's a plaque on the door. It says Professor Sanchez, Archaeology Department. He raps the door 3 times, and you hear a voice say, "Come in."
Thank you. I walk in.
I enter the room, sit down.
This is a rather messy room. Papers, documents, manuscripts are lining the walls. And in the center is a desk with a slim but dapper looking young man with neatly oiled hair and a well-groomed beard. Glasses, black. And he wears a suit, beige colored suit. And he looks up and in a very thick accent, "Oh, come in, yes, yes." And I will forgo the accent because it's sounding like Straat. You will step in, and Jackson does the whole, "Oh, this is Dr. Sanchez. Dr. Sanchez, this is Mr. Juan here in the front. Mr. Cornelis, Mr. Wigglebottom, and this here is Mrs. Grimson." And the professor stands up and nods to all of you and takes a slight bow to Louisa. "Welcome, welcome. Glad you could make it. Well, I guess you are wondering why I'll ask you here." It is a, well, I've been talking to Mr. And he kind of glances to Jesse, and Jesse nods almost imperceptibly. And "Jesse here. We go back a long way. I saw that the advertisement. Dopey, don't do it. The advertisement. Well, it talked about the rather mystical. How do you say, the pyramid at Tiwanaku, right?"
Indeed.
Yes.
Good, good. What did he show you, this Mr. Larkin?
Well,
didn't show us
he showed us a pendant
Mm.
and the chalice, but they didn't seem to have the same origin.
Let me guess, one of them was rather older than the other one, right?
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Yes. I cannot say. I have not met Mr. Larkin personally. I asked her to join this expedition many times, but I never got a reply to my requests. Yeah. Sadly. And then Mr. Jackson here, he came to see me a month ago, asking about the pyramid that this Larkin is seeking. Well, forgive me, I chuckle every time when he asks about the Karisiri, the fat-sucking vampires. He is a funny man, but well, I'm sad to say that I cannot join this expedition. I have not been invited, even though like I said, I tried to contact this Mr. Larkin many times. But I.
Why?
Sorry.
Why
yes.
would you like to join?
It is a place shrouded in mystery, and I have to say, the heartlands of the country, they are sometimes filled with the treasure of the conquistadors that well, sometimes they describe stuff, but nobody ever saw them again.
So you want to
Contradictory.
find treasure?
Well, one man's treasure is another man's study, right? I would like to study anything you bring back. It's of the utmost importance to my field.
So what would you be willing to pay?
Well, that depends on what you bring me, but
Only the best?
tell you what. You show me what you bring back, and I will have a talk with my superiors. And I know that the Peruvian government is quite keen on retrieving that what has been stolen by the conquistadors. It's part of our heritage. I'm sure you understand.
Hmm.
Well, I can probably give you a good price, but the best prize is the pursuit of knowledge.
Oh, of course, of course.
Good. So we have an understanding.
No,
Yes,
no,
you
no, no,
pursue
no.
knowledge, and I pursue money.
Well, is it not the knowledge that money does not buy happiness?
No, but do remember, mate, that we've got to steal these from Mr. Larkin. He won't just give up the treasures himself so easily. So you need to pay more than he is, mate.
Well, I cannot say that I have the same coffers as Mr. Larkin, but I will make a good estimate. But I think the well, the knowledge and the sheer excitement of the hunt and the thrill that will satisfy your need for any money, right?
Well, a bit of money, mate, because I'm putting a risk out here. Like, I'm more than happy to help you, and I understand the heritage of your own country and everything. But you got to remember that he's not just going to willingly hand over these artifacts. Maybe if we can make some sort of deal where, I don't know, maybe you pay us a bit of money and we'll tell you where the artifacts are going to be, where they're going to travel through, what's going to happen, and you can get the authorities to come in. That way, we're removed from the situation. We just found these artifacts and we was going to give them to you. You pay us off. Larkin doesn't get no treasures, and you get your lovely treasures. That's a better deal, in my opinion. Everyone's happy. Except Mr. Larkin.
Well, I have to say, this Mr. Larkin, I have my doubts on his ID. I think he is trying to get rich very quickly, and it is not a. Like I said, I am in the pursuit of knowledge, and he is in the pursuit of riches. And from my understanding, the pursuit of knowledge makes one happier than the pursuit of riches, which are fleeting, to say the least.
But let's narrow it down a bit then. If we do find a massive treasure room and there's riches all over, what's most important to you? What sort of artifacts would you like us to bring back for you?
Well, I think anything that has a cultural significance, you can tell. The region, it's filled with the old Incan. Like, I can tell you about the region you will be traveling to. It's Incan, and it's a mishmashi of what used to be, well, what is now the Peruvian culture, but it has well, traces of a lot of other countries that surround it. You name them.
Is there any very specific artifact you would like to us to keep our eye on?
Hmm. Well, nothing really comes to mind at the moment. But I have to say that I am always intrigued by the arrival of the conquistadors in these parts. I would like for my personal collection a helmet of the well, I know that a man moved here, moved there in 1543, if my memory serves. Gaspar Figueroa. He and his friends. Well, I will not bore you with all this information. You can read for yourself when. It's taken a long time, but when Mrs. Rizzo comes back, Trinidad, my lovely assistant, she's an undergraduate, quite lovely. When she comes back, you can ask her. She has been. She's writing her dissertation about the region and the men who were there. It's called The Final Confessions of Gaspar Figueroa. Sounds intriguing, right?
Yes, very. Very.
Very, indeed. I was hoping you would meet her. I made
Yeah,
a-
where is your assistant?
from what I can tell, she went downstairs, and we have a large library. She was here about until 20 minutes ago. You would be here about half an hour ago, and she she is excited to investigate. So she went down there again.
So let's go down to meet her.
Well, but I have a lot of work to do, and she will come back any moment now.
Okay.
I mean,
You guys want to wait around?
I'm more than happy. We've
Or
got a
are we going
weekend
to
to
have a
film.
look in the library and find her ourselves?
I say we go.
Oh, library is a big place. Let's wait here.
Well, whatever we do, I simply want to find out how we're gonna find this pyramid. Doesn't really matter who gets the treasure, if we'll never find it. So let's get to it.
So, Professor Sanchez, is there any books we should be looking at for in the library? You are the utmost expert on the knowledge of this area, then?
well, I
Cool.
could say that from my understanding, you will be traveling to Lake Titicaca, forgive the name. This is around the region there, between Puno and Tacna. It's on the Bolivian border. So, let's just say that around there, the area it is mountainous, but sometimes inhospitable. It's a mountainous terrain on the way up.
Oh man, it's quite a ways away as well.
Indeed, it's not around the corner.
No.
Um, mm, I would say that you would probably have a layover in what's it called again? Puno. A lovely town, about a town, small city. And from there you have a base of operations to enter the area to look for the pyramid, as they say. From what I've heard, the Punos are, and he looks at Jackson Elias again, superstitious. They are very hip on the Karisiri, which I undoubtedly don't have to tell you, superstition. But it's a, well, let's just say from Puno it would be like 70 miles, 60, 70, 100, 110 kilometers. I tell miles because I see some lesser people, but for you nobles, it's kilometers, of course.
I do use kilometers as well. If you're talking about me and the British that use miles.
Sure, Luke. Sure. I've been to England. No kilometers on any side.
We still use the metric system. We use both systems.
That's
Yeah.
asking for confusion.
Yeah. I mean, you can get a 2x4 that's 3 meters long here.
So that's why all the outhouses are very crooked.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you have to spend money to pay for them as well. It's a fucking black. Anyway, enough about my shitty country. Carry on.
You have to pay for houses? Well, a lawless country is that.
No, to use the toilet.
Oh,
You have to spend a penny.
oh wow.
Yeah.
From Puno, it's about 70 miles, 60, 70 miles, 100, 110 kilometers. Just grassy plains, hills, valleys, mountains. You name it, they have it. I would especially keep a lookout for the Andean condor.
What?
The Andean condor. It's lovely. A beautiful bird. Maybe the spectacled bear, or even the darting from the jaguar.
And why should we look out for it?
Well, one, they might be dangerous, but two, they are beautiful. One knows what I'm talking about.
See, they're magnifico. Magnifico.
Magnifico. Ah. But also, look out for the anaconda. It's quite a surprise. Docile,
Jeez.
if you do not step on it.
We will take care to not step on an anaconda.
Because your anaconda don't want none, son.
Oh God.
Stop!
You know, Professor Sanchez, when I flew here, there was an anaconda on my plane.
Saúde! An anaconda on your plane.
Mm.
Did you have enough?
Yeah. I was telling the man seated next to me, Samuel. Can't remember his last name.
Well, let's
Yes.
just name Elias. Your last name is Jackson? Let's call him Jackson.
Yes, let's call him Jackson. So let's say his name was Samuel Jackson.
Mm.
And I said to him, "Why is there an anaconda on the plane?" And he just started a big monologue.
About zipping up his trousers and everything.
Yes, and it lasted until we landed. It was very explicit and
God, this is so immersion breaking. Like, fucking stop.
Just waiting for someone to say the fucking line.
Ah.
God damn it.
sorry.
But I have to tell you that these lands at the night time, even in the summertime, they can get quite cold.
Oh, is
Oh,
it that
there
bad
goes
for you,
Jeroen.
Jeroen said bye. I will grab a drink real quick.
And he's back.
Do you guys want a glass of water?
Yes. He
Yes,
did a
I
Linux
pressed-
I
again.
want an ice. I want an ice cream.
I pressed the wrong button.
It happens.
You did a Linux.
It's time to get a glass of water.
Drink.
Drink? Yeah.
Hydrate.
Peru is echt best wel groot.
Oh, ik zit hier echt al. Ik ben hier een hele rivier naar het oosten aan het volgen om te kijken hoe het langzaam groener wordt in dat land. Zo raar met die Andesgebergten.
Ja.
Gewoon het westen is extreem droog en het oosten extreem groen. Het is zo apart.
Ja.
Maar ook
je-
gewoon hoe Peru en Chili allebei gewoon twee extreem droge landen zijn in een zee van groen.
Ja. Ja, dankjewel Anders.
Ja, toch?
Ja. Volgens mij is het Iquitos. Iquitos is een stad, daar heb je geen weg naartoe, geloof ik.
Hoe spel je dat?
Ja, Iquitos. En dat is gewoon best wel zeg maar, een stad te grootte van Rotterdam of zo. En de enige echte manier om er te komen is gewoon over de rivier.
Maar je hebt daar toch die 103 of zo?
Ja, maar
Naar het zuiden?
als je die volgt, dan kom je bij Nauta.
Oh ja, dat is gewoon een rivier dingetje.
Ja,
Ready?
so you travel daar
Dat
maar.
is cool. Oh, dat is ook gewoon echt de Amazone. Ja.
Nee,
What's happening?
de Amazone die gaat naar de Atlantische Oceaan.
Nou, er staat echt Amazone als je op de rivier inzoomt.
Echt waar? Ik had net de... Oh, verderop heet hij de Marañón.
Ja, hij splitst.
Oh ja,
maar
ik zie het.
Dan is dit misschien waar ze het voor het eerst de Amazone noemen.
Ja. Oh, gaaf.
Cool.
Ik
Nou, hebben we dat ook weer ontdekt?
Ik denk dat het. I think it's called the Amazons because it's a few rivers coming together.
Yeah, just like the Amazons, all coming together.
It's all coming together. You guys ready to continue?
Yeah.
All right. Let's not break immersion again.
I won't. Sorry.
Do it more. Don't listen to him.
I just say I won't, but
We all know you will.
Yes.
I have to say, it's taking quite a long time for Rizzo's food to come back. Could one of you go check on her?
wait a minute.
Okay.
Well, he's a go.
Well, Louisa went already.
Is his balcony on fire?
No, yeah, think my cat is fighting, but I can't reach him, so
Well, it will be all right.
yeah.
I mean, could one of you go check on Rizzo? She's taking quite a long time.
Oh yeah, sure. So where do I go?
It is you move out, take a left. The first stairs on your right. You go down, down again, and it's a large door with the word library in Spanish on it.
Oh yeah, I'll find it. Sure. So I leave the office. Is someone coming with me?
Sure, yeah, I'll go.
Yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming with you as well.
Library in Spanish is the beautiful word biblioteca.
Hola.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
So left, right, down, door, biblioteca. So I quietly open the door. When I peek inside, just to see, well, yeah, just to see if I see something.
Roll me a spot hidden.
I will. Don't mind if I do.
What are you looking for?
A regular success. I am looking for, just the general layout and maybe if I see something that stands out.
Can I do the same, DM?
Sure.
And all of us?
Oh, wow. Almost a critical failure. As an archaeologist, I'm just wowed by the
Yes.
amount of information.
Indeed, Peter, you're looking around and you're like, God damn, this is a lot of books.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of you, Edward, Juan, Peter, Louisa.
Sorry, I still need
I was,
to.
I was reading from the. Yeah.
Yeah.
You look around and it's dead quiet in this library. It's a Saturday early morning. 10, 10:15, 10:30. And as you're walking around, looking in the aisles, all three of you subtly spot a leg with a shoe on the other end of the aisle. Supposedly there's a body attached to it. You don't know yet. All you see is a line, a absolute hallway of books, a corridor lined with books to each side, and at the end, a leg with a shoe on it. What do you do?
I run over.
I was going to say, is the leg just out straight on the floor? It's not like someone's kneeling down with the legs outside
No,
the
it's out straight. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, run it over.
Juan, Peter, are you following?
Yeah, like I'm just confused by the sheer amount, but I'm following.
All of you arrive and half buried under a pile of artifacts and papers that looks like they've been pulled off the shelf is the emaciated, almost mummified body of a woman. Her shriveled face is a mask of frozen terror, her eyes still wide and staring. All of you give me a sanity roll.
Oh god.
Here we go. Sanity.
One fail.
So I double click
San.
current or max?
Current.
Oh yeah, there you go. Woo!
My fantasy grounds froze.
Ah, then.
Wait, my current sanity is 30? Is that correct? That sounds
You know,
really low.
Yeah, you're pretty insane already.
Yeah, that's pretty low.
I might not have rolled it actually.
Immersion breaking.
Yeah, okay.
Sanity. Rules. Sanity. The amount of sanity. How much sanity? Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's Jason Bourne.
How much sanity? How much sanity? Sanity. Starting. Sanity should be. All right. I have no idea. Investigator starting sanity. All right.
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up. It's not like very obvious.
No. Not at all.
Starting sanity.
I think it's just part of the points, Ben.
Says Pau is also starting san. Yeah.
Well, then it makes sense.
Yeah. Tracks and increasing blah 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 blah.
Well, it was still a success, but sanity checks are not gonna be nice on this guy.
It's something. So that means that Edward, Luisa,
Roll it.
and Juan roll me a d6.
Oh no.
Juan and Luisa, you see this emaciated body, and you feel shaken to your core. You look around and you see Peter, old Peter, looking at it stoically, like, yep, that happens. But Edward, you look at it and this oh my god, somebody died just in front of you here. Roll me a d10.
Here we go. What effect do I have? 9. Fuck.
Roll me a d100.
And these girls.
84. Edward, you look at this, and you look down, and you can tell that like the heels of her shoes made a sort of line on the ground, and everything just goes black and white for a second for you. And you feel a shiver roll down your spine, and you like it looks like train tracks, and you're just no, no, no. You now have a fear of train travel. Really had to
No,
work
not
for
the
this.
train!
Isn't it?
I really had to work this phobia into the story. But, all right, it happened.
It's gonna hear choo. He's gonna. I'm shaking and taken aback. I'm just gonna not look and just walk off and slightly move her one leg apart so it doesn't go straight.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Whoa.
What do you guys do?
I'm gonna stand looking the other way.
When you said emaciated, you mean that she's like extremely thin, right?
Roll me a medicine check.
Well, I have a 1 on it, so that's not gonna work, I think.
Well, in that case,
I do have first aid,
yeah,
if
that's
that
what I was
matters.
asking. Like first aid.
Nailed it.
She, as you're like, the first shock was like, oh, that body, and as everybody is really like, you can tell that they're visibly shaken. You're an old man.
Mm-hmm.
You've stared death in the eyes before. It's no stranger to you. I mean, come on. You look at the obituaries for breakfast.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. And you just look at her, and she's not only emaciated, it looks like she is shriveled.
Ah.
Like she has been sucked dry of every gram of fat in her body. Roll me a
Well-
spot hidden.
Ah.
Or investigation.
Well, spot hidden is my jam. And this is still a success.
Damn, son.
Yep. I'm an
Damn.
archaeologist. I look out for shit.
Damn, son. So
This is my job.
you look. Oh, you're gonna be very sorry that your spot hidden is this high, but
Of course.
topic for another day. You look, and you see something on her chest, kind of hidden by her shirt.
Is it like an object or a mark?
Well, it looks like kind of a marking-ish.
I try and check it out.
You unbutton her top respectfully, and there's a large disc of torn, bloody flesh on her upper chest. It's almost like a thousand razor blades crisscrossing in a circular pattern.
What was crisscrossing, you said?
Like 1,000 razor blades.
Oh, razor blades. Huh. Well, this is strange. Is there anybody around besides us?
Well, I'll use your spot hidden, and it's deadly quiet in here.
Hey, guys, snap out of it. This
I'm
resembles.
gonna.
You're good.
Sorry, I'm gonna run back to the professor.
This resembles the creatures that somebody talked about.
The Karasiri.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a gruesome sight.
It is.
Poor girl.
Is there any significance to the place she is? Like, are we in a section of books that are relative to the subject?
Well, as you're looking around, you can you can tell that she has a sort of file folder
Uh-huh.
next to her with a paper sticking out, and the only word, like at a glance you can see, says Kaspar.
I'll
Conquistador.
I'll take the file. And I'll take a look while the professor is being retrieved.
All right. So my question now is, in the Discord channel, are you reading it or just waiting at this moment?
Yeah, I'll take a read at it.
All right. Please. Read aloud.
Your audio cuts out again. What was it?
Please read aloud.
Dude.
Is my
I don't
audio
see anything.
on the Discord channel?
Oh, wait.
He's my homeboy.
Cthulhu is my homeboy.
Boy.
Okay.
Homeboy.
Spanish, written by Gaspar Figuera, 1543 on vellum. I believe that's something that is similar to parchment.
Yep.
Figuera, Spaniard who had traveled to Peru with Francisco Pizarro. According to the text, Figuera set out to seek his own fortune following Pizarro's assassination in 1541. He was accompanied by Hernando Ruiz, Diego Garrido, Luis de Mendoza, and Pedro de Velasco. Hernando Ruiz, Diego Garrido, Luis de Mendoza, and Pedro de Velasco.
Luis de Mendoza. Didn't we meet him?
Yeah, but this is
What a
really-
coincidence.
Yeah, these are fellow conquistadors who had served with Pizarro. They traveled into the southern highlands of the Andes looking for treasure, hoping to make their fortunes before heading back to Spain and retiring in luxury. That is indeed a very striking coincidence. There's some more text. Hearing rumors of an ancient temple filled with gold, the men set off into the mountains southwest of Lake Titicaca. The name is so okay. There they found a pyramid surrounded by a maze-like structure of underground tunnels. The walls of the tunnels were inlaid with intricate gold carvings. The men pried out a large section of the gold, exhausting themselves in the attempt. That night, as they rested, an evil sickness befell Figueroa's companions. In the morning lights, they looked gaunt and death-like. Complaining of agonizing hunger, they pursued Figueroa. The Mendoza caught up with him and started to devour him like a human leech. Figueroa shot his friend in the head and fled, pausing only to snatch up as much of the gold as he could carry. Figueroa eventually arrived back in Lima, hoping to get passage home, but he was too weakened by his ordeal. Figueroa describes himself as wasted, little more than a walking corpse. I read final confessions as Figueroa's attempt to lift the guilt that his avarice had placed upon him. He believed that his fate and that of his companions was brought about by their desecration of a holy place, and his most fervent wish was that he could undo the damage he had inflicted. He describes how he can still hear his friends' voices, crying out with inhuman hunger, and how in the dark of the night he can hear another voice, ancient and seductive, promising him eternal life if he returns to the temple. The voice told Figueroa how to contact it, but it seems he was too afraid to ever attempt this. A postscript written by the priest who performed the last rites states that Figueroa died a day after completing his final confessions. His last words were an entreaty to whatever gods were listening to forgive him his blasphemies. That's it.
Juan, you're running up the stairs. Keep running up these stairs.
Yes.
Keep running up
Running,
these stairs.
running.
And you arrive at the professor's office with Jackson and Eli sitting there and Professor. What do you do?
I entered the office, slightly out of breath. Professor, it's Senorita Rizzo. She was attacked. The Caraceri got her.
What?
I'm muted.
Muted. Still muted.
Still muted.
What? I mean,
Hey,
don't be, don't play games with me, boy.
Come with me if but it's not a pretty sight. But
And he just exasperated looks at Jackson and says, "My friend, you go with the boy. Come on, it can't be true, right?" Jackson says, "I have to say, it's not my voice. Yes, it could be true, but I know you are a man of in his conviction, so come with me, and the boy will show you." No, my friend, I mean, come on. The so-called fat-sucking vampires. I am a man of science. This game. Did you put up to this? No, my friend, I have nothing to do with this. I mean, I just met them yesterday. Come on. I thought we had a better understanding than this. Jackson, go with the boy. my friend. I mean, look at his face. He's not playing. I had nothing to do with this. Get out of my sight. Maybe I was mistaken about you. And Jackson gets up and looks you in the eye, Johan, and says, "Let's go."
Vamos.
He follows you down. You take the path that you've been through before. And you arrive at the sucked out body of this woman. He looks down and says, after he rolls a sanity check, "That's a horrible sight. Can you... What happened to her?"
Well, as you can see, this is the point of contact, it seems, and well, the whole situation seems rather closely related to the vampiric stories we've been told. I assume she wasn't as thin half an hour ago when you saw her leave, right?
No, well, she was a looker, and she ain't one now. I can tell you. Jesus Christ! What could do this to a person? Could it be? Could it be
Who told us?
one of them?
Who told us about those monsters? Was it the reporter guy?
Yeah, it was
No.
the guy who's standing in front of you right now.
Yeah, Jesse. Was hoping you could tell us, mate. You're the expert on these things. Like, I'm a skeptical man. I don't believe in all this mumbo jumbo, but that's horrifying, mate. And I just look away again. I can't look at it, mate. Bloody hell.
And he just looks at you so.
Oh no, I ain't getting no train.
No, he
I ain't
doesn't.
getting no train.
I mean, it's like a urban legend. You don't really believe it yourself. And then I was just investigating it, and it came up. It just came up in the text, you know. But seeing this
Well,
firsthand.
I'm just going by whatever I'm told about this situation. I cannot explain it beyond whatever urban legend you've told me about. It's the simple fact that she has lost a lot of weight in half an hour. And seeing the cruel way in which she is murdered, with this hole in her chest, we may have to take this seriously.
I think we need to call it in, boys. And gal, sorry.
Everybody roll me a spot hidden again.
Oh.
For fuck's sake.
Jesus Christ. Peter.
Oh, wow.
Jesus Christ. Louisa.
Awesome.
All of you are looking around. Juan, Edward, you are like fixed on this body and the whole idea that there would be fat-sucking vampires. You're kind of thinking like, I could make this work into a weight loss program. But Peter, you're looking around.
Louisa.
Well, there's one Peter. Peter, you're looking around, and you're seeing some kind of well, lying sort of away from her body is a small wooden crate that's been smashed into pieces. And Louisa, you follow the eyes of the professor and see it too. The way the top has been pulled off the crate indicates that the damage is not entirely due to the fall from the shelves. And it kind of looks like somebody has forced it open. Straw litters the surrounding area, but poking out from it is a mass of what appears to be a large piece of worth gold. Mr. Cornelius, do you pick it up?
Wait, who?
You?
Oh,
Mr. Cornelius.
sure.
You pick it up, and Louisa, you can tell in an instant that it has what appears to be freshly burned remains of skin on the gold.
Look at this.
Do I see that before Peter picks it up?
No, because it was like covered in straw.
Hmm.
Well, not entirely covered in straw, but like you can deduce from your critical success with your natural 1 on a D100 that it might have been picked up and dropped again after it burned the skin of something or somebody. But Peter, Cornelius, it feels very cold, this item. Not chilly cold, but just cold.
Like, what does it look like exactly? Now that I can see it like better up close.
It looks like a golden ward, like a single length of worked gold around 60 centimeters in length and 8 centimeters wide, about a centimeter deep. Both ends of it are, well, rough. Maybe even as if it was ripped or broken off from some kind of larger design. And as you're picking up, you're straining because it weighs about 11 kilograms.
Oh, wow.
As you're looking at it, roll me an archaeology check.
Well.
Here we go.
Oh, fuck.
Do you want to spend luck points? Or are you
Can I
pushing
push the roll?
Sure, tell me what you're doing different.
Okay,
around,
so
see the other side.
considering that we're in a library, I make an assumption on what this is, and I'm going to try and retrieve books to find any connection, like similarities between what this is and like I know about it in a way, but I do not know of it.
All
if you understand what I mean.
I will roll me a library use with a bonus die.
How do I do the bonus die? Oh, here. Yeah.
Bottom left.
I see it.
Plus 1B.
Library use.
Regular success saves.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can spend 18 of your luck points to make it a hard success if you want.
No, I'm fine. Oh, by the way, if I push, I do not use this as
Oh.
a success for later, right?
No, and if you push it, you cannot use luck points. Sorry.
Okay. But I did do a successful spot hidden, so I need to mark it. Okay.
Yeah. Indeed. All of you who did a successful spot hidden in the previous rolls, please mark it. Mr. Cornelius, you're running around this library. No. And it takes about 10 minutes, and all of you are just standing there, like, looking like, what the hell is this guy doing? There's a body here. God damn it. And, Mr. Cornelius, you just, like, yes! And you pull a book from a rack and just flip through it. Flip, back. Forward, back. Take it all the way to the back. Read the itinerary, like, no. Yeah, this might be it. Page 82. Flip back to 82. And it kind of resembles an you are looking at it, and the piece is largely a straight band, although 4 sections just jut out at right angles into short spurs or squared off spirals. The surface is imprinted with a series of non-repeating geometric shapes, mostly squares and rectangles, but there's no obvious meaning to them. None of these shapes resemble any known form or writing. But you do feel that the geometric shapes and imprints if you could translate these to sounds,
It's a parrot.
No, it's Susan.
if you translate these to sounds, it's sort of an ancient ritual. Roll me a Cthulhu mythos. And I know you're gonna fail. Just roll it for me.
Oh, you failed.
Roll me a sanity check.
Again?
Indeed.
Oh boy.
You lose 2 sanity, knowing that this is connected to something that's you've only read about it in like stories that you didn't think were real, but combined with this myth of a fat-sucking vampire and this emaciated body in front of you next to this artifact with geometric shapes that resemble, if translated, the right way. A sort of spell. It unnerves you. So I think
That-
2 cents.
Is it something I can? Is it something like I can store, like, or is this my understanding of connecting the dots, or is there?
Well, this is kind of connecting the dots because you had a successful library use.
Yeah.
So you see this in the book. And combined with the dead body you just found, that is sucked dry of fat.
Yeah.
Like, there's more to this expedition than meets the eye.
And it's not clear to me like what the ritual is that I'm finding out about, right? Like what it's for, or
No.
like a subject of.
No, not with your fail of the critical fail of the mythos check.
Does any one of you understand these type of dark rituals and whatnot?
Not a clue, mate.
Well, let me have a look.
I show.
Can I ask before we go too far off on the beat thing? Louisa saw, was it melted skin on their chest? Can I just check the body to see if it's her skin melted to the chest? Like turn her hands over to see if all the hands are melted.
You can after Louisa does her thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So I also have a look at the piece of gold and the patterns. Just to see if there's anything I recognize. I might.
Roll me an archaeology check.
Ooh.
Nice.
A 20 is a fail.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, yeah. He's only got one.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a 1%.
For archaeology.
I was just happy you rolled so low.
Yeah.
Now,
Well, I can like Peter would explain what he has found so far, so it would use the knowledge derived from his check. It's basically after that Peter has no knowledge of the occult, so he was asking for other people to maybe fill in the blanks from an occultist standpoint.
Louisa, you can push the roll with a bonus die for occult.
Here it goes.
You're looking at it and like it really doesn't ring a bell. Louisa, did you tell everybody about the burned skin on the artifact as you were handling it?
Not yet, but now that I'm handling the gold, I tell people and say, "Hey, have you noticed these marks here? I think it's burnt skin." And I'm not sure where it came from because, I mean, the piece of gold is well, it's cold. It's not hot.
There's no obvious placement on the body, right, TM, where the skin could have come from?
Well, Edward is just gonna check that out.
So spot, isn't you?
Sure. %69%. But you fail on an 81.
Can I check as well?
Sure.
Can I push the? No, I was going to say, can I push the roll and just
Oh,
turn
go
the
ahead.
hands over?
Yeah, you can push the roll
I
and
was
turn
looking
the
at the
hands
top.
over.
Oh.
Sure. Peter, Mr. Cornelius just says, "Turn them over," and you turn your own hands over, like.
What?
I'll go check it. Ooh, that's a close one.
Ooh.
Still a success.
Still a success. Your Cornelius like, no, Edward, let me do it. You take her hands, and even though her hands are thin to the bone, like you can see every sinew, every bone, you turn them around, and there's no skin loss on her fingers.
And besides that, like, neither on her chest, like the wound, it's not burned in any way.
No.
I don't know where this came from.
Can
What
I
was that?
do like a? Can I do a sort of like general recall on what I know about these Caraceres?
Sure.
And if they are like what they are, if there is something that they are like generally known to be weak to, like vampires are, like we know they're weak to, or hurt by sunlight, or garlic, like if there is an equivalent for the Caraceri.
Sure. Let's see. What role would this be? Mm, roll me a occult roll.
Okay.
Ooh!
Damn, son! Critical success.
Wow, that's 2 1% rolls in one session.
Indeed. Like you're thinking back, and it's not so much what they're vulnerable to. Basically, they are vulnerable to some things, like a bullet, or if you do enough damage, you know that the larva inside their stomach will try to get out, and the larva is defenseless.
So
Sorry?
Yeah.
is this is this go to?
I'm sorry, because everybody sounds like a robot at the moment.
Oh, we don't.
What are you talking about?
Hello.
Stop. I am losing immersion.
You're all sounding good right now. Sorry.
That's racist.
How dare you.
Fracking toasters.
Feed me oil. Feed me
Check your privilege, human.
Bit more. Sorry, Yuan.
No, I was like out of character asking about like the larva. That's something that I missed, I guess, in the previous description of these Caraceri. Like,
No,
is
this is
this
something
similar
you
to like?
remembered the moment you rolled a critical success on your occult roll. Like, you as a local, like, this is urban folklore. Like the boogeyman, or the troll under the bridge, or the monster under your bed. This is a local superstition that you like that mothers tell their children to be quiet and go to sleep. If you don't go to sleep now, the fat vampire will get you. The fat sucking vampire.
And he will, with his little larva.
With his little larva in your stomach.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
even though like you've grown up and you dismissed all of this for superstition and just tales to scare your children and your little brother, maybe, if you didn't want to go to sleep. This body tells all the signs of these urban legends. And you think about what your mother has told you. They lay an egg inside your stomach. And before you know it, little Juan, you'll be one of them if you don't go to sleep right now.
They do that while you're still alive, or is that after? Like, does that go to the wounds that we've seen here? And is that the process where they like they lay an egg in you, or is that like, does it come from, I know, some kind of weird mosquitoes or something?
That you do not know, but you could try to find out on the body.
Oh, so there's no like, because I was just like asking about like what the urban legends say about this.
Well, the urban legends say that they kiss you and put a little beast inside you, like a bug inside you. But you don't know, like, it's an urban legend. Like, how does the boogeyman kill? You don't know. But you could investigate the body if you want to.
Well, I'll tell the rest of the group that I think this looks like a Karasiri attack, and that maybe we should be very careful because this body might become another one of them. And that we either need to somehow investigate that or lock it up somewhere.
So, can we have a look in the stomach?
Jackson Elias speaks up like, you cannot desecrate her body, man. Look at, like, she's only bone and skin. Like, how can anything? You know what? Check her stomach, if anything's moving in there.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, yep.
Yeah.
Medicine or first aid?
Let's see. That will definitely be first aid. And I want want to push that roll.
How are you
Uh,
pushing it?
Can I help pushing the roll by doing it together?
You can certainly try by telling me what you do. Like, how are you both doing this differently?
So, Peter, can you give me a hand?
Yeah, sure.
I'm just picturing the ghost scene. Only the clay is a dead body. Right, Louisa.
So-
yeah.
Yeah. So I asked Peter to like remove some of the stuff that is still lying on top of the body,
Mm-hmm.
and I am assuming that the corpse is still wearing clothes.
Yeah.
So okay. So I rip open her clothes near her stomach.
That earns you a bonus die.
And then I just like I really start pushing into the body to see if I can feel something inside of the stomach.
Yeah, you were too gentle.
Like squeezing.
Mm-hmm.
So the bonus die.
Yep.
Bruh.
Bruh.
That's too bad.
You're feeling around and it really doesn't feel like you can feel anything. Like, even though this body is skin over bone, it doesn't feel like anything is there. But suddenly from upstairs you hear a scream. What do you do?
I immediately
Another
start
scream.
running.
Indeed, a scream in the distance. What do you do?
Oh, I'm going to immediately start running towards it.
I'm gonna follow the wiggle bottom.
Wiggly, wiggly.
Juan, Luisa, you following or you're staying here?
Can I tie up the corpse?
Sure. Roll me a luck roll.
A lock?
Luck.
Luck. Ow.
It's on the main tab.
Main tab. Yep.
Oh yeah.
You find a piece of rope, and how do you bind this person?
I have some rope experience, so I make like a over the body and then like a sturdy harness of rope, and I tie the corpse to the largest bookcase I can find.
All right, you do that. Juan, what are you doing?
I'm following the other two, but a bit more slowly, a bit more cautious.
All right. Peter, Edward, Jackson, and Juan
I'm going to
trailing.
ready my pistol. Well,
All right. Good. You're running up, and Jackson just spurring on like, go, 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 come on, come on. And you burst into the professor's room, and he's just standing there. He kissed me. He put something in me. I can feel it
boy.
moving.
Oh boy.
And we'll see you all next session.
Oh boy.
bam.